friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and I am here with another installment of Find Your Job from Your Couch. Don't go anywhere, don't leave your home. You are at the home of the Forever Theater Kid. This channel is dedicated to you who want to know more about performing life, who want to be involved with more performing life. If you are interested in cruise ships, I'm a performing arts lifestyle channel and I'm just here to empower you, to make you feel great, to make you feel like you're part of the community. So I would love it if you would join this family, the Forever Theater Kid family. Today I'm actually talking all about cruise ship life. I'm talking about how to find cruise ship jobs or cruise ship auditions. Pretty much they're the same beast on how to find them. Before I do, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you know every single time that I upload. Also follow me on Instagram because I share a lot about my performing life there as well, and then pictures of puppies and just life living in New York City when I used to live on cruise ships. So let's get on into it. Follow me there. So I just want to preface saying this, if you haven't watched any of my videos before, hi, welcome. Stay. I worked on cruise ships for 4 years as a production singer. I traveled the entire world and I really had an awesome time doing it. But now I'm back on land. I got my land feet. Ariel has lost her fins and she is all feet on land again. But I still have so much information that I want to give you, and I still get asked a ton of questions through my DMs, people slipping into my DMs, on how to find cruise ship auditions, how to find cruise ship jobs, not specifically to performers. So I will say that my expertise is in information for performers. I do know some things about the different positions like housekeeping, bartending, or waitstaff. I do know very little, but I do have some information in my brain. I do know things about other parts of the entertainment. I do know a lot about youth staff information, but I also know things that are very specific to my experience. So I worked with a specific cruise company. I'm always like, oh, do I say who I worked for? I worked for Carnival Cruise Lines and I worked for them for 4 years. So a lot of the things I might be saying could be very specific to my cruise ship. So I'm not gonna go into like details about how life was there. I have other videos about that, so if you want to go see them, I will leave a playlist at the end of this video or in the description bar below so you can check those out. But for now, I want to show you how to find these jobs. I get asked all the time, Emily, how do I find a job on a cruise ship? I want to work on a cruise ship, I want to travel, I want to save some money. How can I find these jobs? And honestly, what I tell people all the time is go online, because that's where you're gonna find them. Well, now everything's digital and life is so much better that way. Save the trees, save the turtles, save your life. We're gonna try to find some job applications or auditions. I'm almost positive that if you wanna apply for any other department, you can apply at any time. You can submit your resume, request a interview at any time. I know it's different in different countries. Like, I know that certain countries like the Philippines and Indonesia have different recruiting systems and how to work for cruise ships, so I don't know anything about that. But what I do know is I know about auditions, and I know for the most part that most cruise ship companies will list on their website when their auditions are going to be or when their auditions were. So for the most part, they try to audition twice a year, every 6 months, so you can kind of gauge at least what time of year the next audition will be if you miss that one. The main cruise ship lines that I think are relative to look up are these. You've got Norwegian, you got Princess, you got Royal Caribbean, you have Carnival Cruise Lines, you have Holland America, MSC, Celebrity, Disney, Regent, Oceania, Crystal, Costa, and so many others. There's so many cruise ship companies. What I've been telling people is to go to their website specifically. So I want to make sure that I'm getting the right information out. I'm going to sit in the corner of my couch and screen record, trying to find these auditions for you. You're just going to see a picture of a Game & I right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on to your browser of choice. Why not Chrome, right? They're already watching me anyway, so I might as well. Let's try Norwegian. So we're going to go to Norwegian. Spell auditions. Audition listings. Oh, this is awesome. So right on Norwegian Creative Studios, they have auditions, and it also says they go on Backstage, auditions free. So they post their auditions on many a sites. So that's awesome. So if you can't afford or you don't want to pay for backstage, you don't need it. I believe they also, I've seen a bunch on Playbill as well. So you just have to search for it. It's maybe a little bit more time consuming because it's not catered specifically to you. It's catered more to the masses, but at least that option's there. So that's awesome. So we're going to go here. Oh, and you will also see that Norwegian and another company I mentioned, Regent, are connected. So maybe you'll find multiple auditions in one spot so you don't have to go searching in multiple places. So we can see Norwegian is connected with Oceana, which I mentioned earlier. A lot of Norwegian shows are very specific and they're Broadway caliber shows, which is like, I wish you would have casted me when I was ready for it. We got London in August. So London's just happened. New York has just happened as well for Regent. We got London, Toronto, New York, Las Vegas, Chicago. Awesome. So there you go. You have all of those listings on where they're going to be. You can find details or so. What are they looking for? It's an open dance call in New York. To audition for most cruise lines, at least in the United States, you don't have to have an agent. I don't think you have to have an agent in the UK or Australia to go to an audition, but I know that it is just more difficult to find the auditions in those areas. So I know in New York it's always an open call for cruise lines, which is great. I'm not so worldly on information for agencies, especially for agencies that are abroad, because most of these cruise lines are specific to the United States. Americans love a cruise. They give you all the specifics on what they're looking for, which is really great actually. They're telling you specifically what they want, the shows that they have. So that's Norwegian. Let's go to another one. Let's go to Carnival Cruise Lines. Cruise Lines auditions. They have their own specific website as well for the audition processes. So this is theirs. This is carnivalentertainment.com/auditions. That's where you will find it for Carnival. Auditions and interviews are held all year round for the following disciplines. Blah, blah, blah. Things can change without notice. Well, that sounds familiar. They also have auditions for musicians and pro DJs, so you can audition for the big show band that plays every single night of the cruise, or the DJs that are playing at all times of the day. So here you got youth staff, you got Fun Squad. Fun Squad are the hosts and the people that run so many of the activities and are really the face of the entertainment. You see them all the time. Youth staff obviously works with kids, so you can apply directly through there. Now let's see. You don't see specifically what you're looking for, so Carnival has the playlist performers. That's their title on their ship. There's either singers who dance or dancers who sing. For a lot of other companies, there's just a lead male and a lead female vocalist, maybe two of each, and then like dancers. So sometimes you kind of have to know, you gotta look up, research a little bit if you want to work for a specific company, you want to look up. Singers who dance is what I would be looking up because that's who I would be. Okay, so that's great. They've got the audition process. So it's open calls, and they also have invited agent calls, and they also have online auditions. Let's see what their online auditions are like. Vocal submission. Include a minimum of 2 contemporary pop rock or R&B style with accompaniment, no acapella. Females must belt a D or an E. Males must belt an A flat and have a strong falsetto. Dance submission, so if you're submitting for just to be a dancer, include kicks, front and side, pirouettes, lyrical, jazz, hip-hop combination, footage from previous work, and personality and performance. They should have that for the singers as well, just to put that out there. So they also tell you here how to create the links, put them on YouTube, Vimeo, or Dropbox. YouTube is always the easiest, just upload it and put it under unlisted, so it's not public, and only the people you want to see it will see it. It's the easiest way to do it. Open calls is what I did. I went to a couple of open calls for cruise ships. That's kind of what I always do, to be honest. In the future, if I want to go for another specific ship in particular, I would wait for maybe that specific show that I want. Say for Norwegian, since they do Legally Blonde, they do Cats, and they do Jersey Boys, I would go to that specific call like I would for any other New York City call. But the fact that there is a possibility for a submission online, I would go for that as well. Cruise ship auditions are quite tiring because a lot of people go to them. It's a big cattle call. And especially if you're asked to stay for the second portion, so maybe you go and you sing and they want you to stay to dance, that's a long day. And it's kind of the same for any of those big calls. If you really want that job and you want to work for Carnival, if you really want to work for Royal Caribbean, go to those calls. Just realize that that's maybe the only call you'll go to that day, if you really, really want it, put all your energy there. Also, remember that, for me at least, I worked for a cruise ship for 4 years as a lead singer. I didn't get that with my first audition. It took me at least 2 or 3 auditions and getting cut in the first and second rounds, and then I finally, the last time I auditioned for it, I got through all the way to the end. And even then I wasn't even sure if I'd gotten it. But if you do get through all the way to the end, for the most part, most companies will tell you that you're in their system. So that means it's like, yay, you did a good job. It doesn't guarantee that you got a job, but for the most part, when you stay to the end of a cattle call like that, you stay within their system and all your information, and the video that they've taken during the audition process stays within the system for about a year. So if you haven't heard from them in about a year, then you would go to another audition. The husband just made an excellent point. So if you really, really want an audition, go to both. Go online, make yourself present there, submit online, but then also go in person. If you want that job, go to that job. Because a lot of people do go to cruise ship calls that don't really want it. They just want to go to an audition and be seen. But if you really want that job and you think you've got the personality and you think you've really can shine, go to that call and submit online so that they have no choice but to remember you, because they have every opportunity to see you. Every opportunity. And yeah, and that information will be stored in their database for a year. They see a lot of people from all over the world. So, so if you get to the end, they're gonna save your information for a year. It says, auditions, see, they're right. Every site has their own thing. Let's see if Holland has that too. RWS, yep. Same thing. Holland America is through RWS, so you'd be auditioning for that company, and that company would send you to different ships if you were interested. But see, that also includes places like Busch Gardens, Hershey, American Dream, Winterfest, all those kind of things. All right, so let's try celebrity auditions. So, yep, every cruise ship company does have where and how often and how to audition for their company online. Disney might be a little different. Disney's kind of its own beast. So let's see, Disney auditions, Disney careers. There you go. Which auditions would you like to see? They have a site that also tells you all the auditions, which honestly, I wasn't sure if Disney would have that. I thought there would be like maybe its own kind of entity, but they make it very available for anyone who's interested in auditioning. Disney has many more audition cities than any other cruise line. I think it's because so many people are interested in working for Disney specifically that they make it much more available to anyone and everything. You need to get specific. If you want cruise lines only, just make sure that you go here, you go to the area where you want auditions for a cruise line, make it specific, it will adjust accordingly. They want male vocalists, female vocalists. So if you're really interested, and like I said, I believe almost every cruise line auditions multiple times a year, just keep going onto the site periodically, maybe like once a month, twice a month, just to see what there's there, if any changes are being made. So once you're done looking up all the auditions and when they are, make sure that you put them in a planner. It's so important to have a planner with you. The video is not sponsored, but this is the Happy Planner. It's gigantic. I wish I didn't get one so big, but it's pretty and it makes me happy. You write down your auditions. It's so important to write down your auditions. And same thing for if it's like just a job interview for them. Go and make sure that you're writing down where the audition is, when the audition is, what you need, and deadlines for when self-submissions need to go in. The worst is when you write, and this happens to me all the time, the worst is when you write down an audition and you write it down wrong. You don't write it down and then you completely forget about it, and then you have to wait another 6 months until you can audition for it again if that's what you really, really want. So make sure that you write those auditions down, put them in your phone, set reminders, because it's really important. And you also want to make sure you're giving yourself enough time to prepare for the auditions as well, because you don't want to go into an audition you really care about not prepared. You'll feel like an idiot. I promise you, you will feel like a fool. You won't feel great. If it's an audition you really want, don't wing it. Just go in prepared. Know your songs, know your cuts, know everything that's in your book too, because if they ask for anything, if they ask for something else, like a contrasting piece, make sure you got contrasting pieces in your book, and also make sure that you know everything that's in there, because the worst is when you get asked to sing something and you go, I just put that in there yesterday and I don't know it. That's the worst feeling. It's happened to me before and I don't want that to happen to you, so take it out of your book. Go out for it. freaking chase your dreams. If you want to work on a cruise ship, you will work on a cruise ship. So good luck at your auditions. Just make sure that you're prepared, be yourself, slay it, dress in something that makes you feel really good, maybe a tad bit sexy. Do you want to know more about auditions? Do you want to know more about what to wear to these auditions? I've still got a lot of content to bring to you that is specifically cruise ship related. I got a lot of knowledge and I want to get it out there. I want to get it out of this brain and put it into yours. If you want to see more cruise ship related content, make sure that you go right here. I got a playlist for you. And if you don't click on it, like I don't really know what you're doing with your life. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that bell notification if you want to hear about all the hot gossip and find out all the good information. And go follow me on Insta because I am always there up in those stories interacting with y'all and forming this community. So yeah.